our system tonight. I don't know. It's acting funky. Bill can't connect. He can't see me. So just gonna do just a quick episode tonight, I guess. If Bill's able to get connected and get in, then that's awesome. But it does seem like we are having some technical issues tonight. I don't know why. But welcome everyone to the All About Nothing podcast kind of daily show. I'm Barrett Gruber, host of the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King. You can find me across all the social media at Political Bill. At Barrett Gruber. See, I'm thinking about Bill. I miss Bill. I don't know what's going on with our stuff today, but it's we clearly be seeming to have an issue, and it's probably on the Riverside. All the money we pay to Riverside, and we're having issues with them. So just remind everybody, you can follow me across all social media at Barrett Gruber. Normally Bill would be here if not for these technical issues we seem to be having, but he is the host of the podcast Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil Brooks. You can follow him across all social media at Political Bill SC. If you want to participate in the show, you can do so by visiting our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com, and clicking on any one of the links for YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. You can do that. We are live every Monday and Wednesday at 8:15 p.m. Normally when all of our software is working. Please follow and subscribe wherever you're hearing us, and let's begin. United States won gold in the men's hockey this weekend, which is fantastic. Good for them. I did watch some of it. We were recording an episode of the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King and I while that game was going on. I think I even did like a quick update during the episode that they were tied at 1-1 in the second or third. They don't call them quarters, right? I don't think they do. But good for them. I think the thing that I do have an issue with is that after the win, the team is celebrating. Their social media posts of Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, who is celebrating with Team USA, the Team USA hockey team, in the locker room with alcohol and whatnot. It's really confusing to see that our FBI director was in Italy for the celebration of the men's hockey winning gold. That's frustrating because we continue to have members of this executive branch of Donald Trump's regime that don't operate like you would expect these high profile individuals to act. Kash Patel is the director of the FBI. Someone made a point that if there had been a terrorist attack during the Olympics this weekend, that our FBI director would not have been available because he was in Italy partying with the Olympic athletes. This is an issue. And for anyone on the right to say that this is not a big deal, that we really shouldn't be frustrated because Kash Patel, whatever, Donald Trump, this, that, whatever, like for people to be of the mindset that this is okay on the right, if this had occurred at any point with Joe Biden, if Chris Ray had been at the Olympics celebrating, or at the World Series, or at the Super Bowl, or whatever, if they had been at any one of these, at least those would have been like in the continental United States or North America, whatever. But yeah, I agree, Bill. It is BS. That if they had been, if Chris Ray had done that, if Robert Mueller had done this, it would have absolutely had just been, the right would have completely flipped out over the fact that the FBI director was partying up with our athletes. Bill, I'm trying. I promise I'm not, I'm not excluding you. I had stuff on here that I wanted to share with you. Uh, anyway, sorry, Bill's talking to me through Instagram. Um, so it's really it's extremely disappointing that this is the outcome. That we have an FBI director who flies to the other side of the planet to go party with the Team USA Olympic hockey team. And what are the repercussions? Well, it cost taxpayers, I think they estimated it at $500,000 for him to be over there. That's $500,000. $500,000 that could easily have gone to potentially funding these Medicaid benefits that were cut, to going towards the benefits for the people that use the healthcare exchange, like the subsidies that keep prices low for people. $500,000. And we just kind of glance over it because Donald Trump is Donald Trump, and he spends weekends at Mar-a-Lago partying up with celebrities and other Epstein benefactors and things like that. It's ridiculous. Let's see, non-nanny, I guess they said he was there on Olympic safety business. Yeah, Olympic safety business. Yeah, that seems sure. Yeah, because that answer would have definitely flown if it weren't for it being Donald Trump, right? Because if it was Joe Biden and he had sent Chris Ray over to the Olympics during his tenure, whatever that would have been, I guess the Summer Olympics somewhere. Yeah, I imagine that probably would have been okay, right? No, I can't believe it. Bill's trying to connect again. Not entirely certain why it's not coming through for him. It's not working. So, it's more evidence of an administration that is completely out of grip with reality. It's just completely out of grip. It has no clue whatsoever. I'm going to tell Bill if he wants to call in, I can push him through that way. So it's I don't know. It's becoming more and more recognizable. And the good news is there are a lot of people on the right that are starting to really become frustrated with exactly what it is that's going on with this administration, that they are continuing to just run. He's not going to call. It's not the. You can connect on TikTok. I can invite you in as a host on TikTok if you want, Bill, because the audio will come through. I don't know what it's going to take for people to really break on this situation, because it's an administration that is just completely separated from reality. There is such a high level of cognitive dissonance with the people that support Donald Trump, that are completely okay with every single thing he does. Congratulations, though, to the U.S. men's hockey team, the women's hockey team as well. I did see social media post from one of the hockey players where Donald Trump called the team and said that they were invited to the White House, and then apparently made some sort of misogynistic joke about, having to invite the women too, because he doesn't want to be that guy, whatever. It's just so difficult to believe that we live in this world where there are people that have mothers and sisters and daughters that are absolutely just perfectly okay with this weird reality where it's okay for Donald Trump to be this way. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. All right, Bill, can you hear me now? Bill is
yeah, I'm hearing you fine, good buddy.
Bill is calling in through TikTok. So go ahead.
My video doesn't work. I don't get to co-host with the video. It's going to be just my profile.
Yeah, that's all I can. That's all. I don't know what's going on with Riverside. Riverside seems fractured at this point. So you get to look at the side of my face where everyone else, because TikTok's over here.
I'm not liking this view. This view is just wrong.
You can see what pants I'm wearing. Nobody else can. It's pajama pants.
That is a view I cannot unsee. All right, start over from the beginning. What did I miss?
I was talking about the U.S. winning gold. And
yes.
Kash Patel in attendance.
Won the Olympics. I love it.
Yeah, right?
He's a winner.
You know,
he won.
I've seen short hockey players before. This is like a new low bar for short hockey players, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Completely stolen valor. Like, didn't Trump rush to like the middle of some sort of soccer game when the men's team won, and he tried to like hold the trophy on stage with the players? Do you remember him doing that last year?
Yeah.
I think it was a soccer World Cup or something. It wasn't World Cup because it's happening soon.
Yeah, it was like the U.S. something or it was a soccer thing, and what was it? There was like a huge medallion or like a large trophy.
No, it was a trophy.
Yeah, it was a trophy.
Yeah, I think he got on stage and like grabbed the trophy, and then he ended up getting pushed back to the back of that crowd.
Yeah. Like
they kind of worked it around. But you have to insert yourself into somebody else's celebration, then make it about you. What a dick.
Yeah. What about
forget that he's supposed to be the head of the FBI. Like, this is the J. Edgar Hoover of our time.
Right.
Forget that that's who it is. It could have been anybody. You don't just walk in there and assert yourself and make yourself. He was literally the center of attention.
Yeah.
The camera spun around and all the players were around him while he was guzzling it down like he was freaking at Animal House, pledging for Delta, whatever. Dumb.
Yeah. What about the fact that did you see the video of Donald Trump calling the men's soccer team and inviting them to the White House?
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course he rambles on and says the stupidest things, and he said the most sexist thing. He says, "Well, I guess I have to invite the women's team too. Yeah. Otherwise they'll impeach me."
Right.
Forgetting the fact that the women's team won the gold as well.
Exactly.
Right? So that they couldn't be invited on their own merit, he has to call in. Now, one thing you don't know is that when the women's team won the gold, Kash Patel tried to get into their locker room too.
Did he?
And dance around with them.
Did he? Is that true?
No.
Okay.
No, I made that up. But the fact that you had to ask, tells me a lot.
It's completely questionable. 100% possible. I absolutely believe it's absolutely possible. If you were here, you'd be able. Well, you can see my face. I can't see yours. But I was
flipping you the bird right now.
Yeah,
you can't even tell.
No, that's true. I was going to ask you. Have you? You don't have children in school, like in grade school.
High school,
but I don't think they're singing their ABCs. Have you heard the new way that they're teaching kids to sing their ABCs? They're essentially.
We're not talking about Kash Patel anymore, are we?
No, we've moved off Kash.
I need a smoother segue, man. That pivot, I'm freaking wrecked. My neck hurts now. You can't pivot that fast.
So I don't believe Kash Patel knows his ABCs, but they are teaching children in grade school a new way of singing their ABCs for them to learn it. Have you heard? You have not heard this.
It's to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. There's only one way to sing it.
It is, but what they did is they slowed down the LMNOP part. So I'll sing it for you. Go ahead and record this so that when it comes time for American Idol, I'll have my tape ready. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So see, they slowed it down, and that way you're not rushing through anything, but they apparently
what kind of woke bullshit is this? That's enough to turn me MAGA, man.
I know, right?
You can't do it. They want to give every letter their day. Not LMNOP. There's something about saying it together that helps train the mouth. You are now going to send out a bunch of kids who can't speak in public because they can no longer say LMNOP.
Yeah,
that's an important skill to have.
To me, the LMNOP was finding out whether somebody had a stutter. right? Like that was the first sign. They couldn't get through LMNOP.
It was the way you learned how to say, when you got to high school, you would be able to say onomatopoeia.
Right.
Because you learned LMNOP in kindergarten.
Right.
Now they can't say onomatopoeia. They can't do it.
So Bill's against the new ABC. That's
I am against it. I'm going to run for office and campaign against that woke ABC bull.
Are you announcing that here? Are you running for office? Is that what I'm hearing?
I am running on the alphabet ticket.
Oh, that's good. Well, speaking of things that are made up of letters, did you happen to catch?
Why can't I have my video on? That's what I want to know. You should be troubleshooting this.
I can't.
You invited me as a co-host on TikTok. I should be there with a video.
I know. And what I could potentially do would be to turn that Mac iPad around so that it could face the screens that I'm looking at.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe the issue was on my end.
Oh, here we go.
You see me now?
Oh yeah, now I see you, but I still can't make you see my screens.
No, not interested in that.
Well, good, because I'm going to share with you.
Apparently, the issue was on my end. I just had to turn the camera on.
Oh, is that what it is?
But it was more fun being outraged.
That's fair. I don't blame you.
It made it now it's not as fun. No, I don't want to be on camera. How do I turn this off?
Okay, so did you hear the phone call that John Barron made to C-SPAN over the weekend? Have you heard this yet?
Him. It wasn't him.
Okay. Well, here
it's already been debunked. The call was in the middle of Virginia.
Oh, that's a shame. Him. Well, I'm going to share it anyway, just because I find this to be entertaining. So just to give a little backstory.
I pretend I didn't give away the spoiler.
Yeah, thanks. Backstory on this. Basically, in the 80s and 90s, John Barron was a pseudonym that Donald Trump had given himself, and he would call publicists and magazines and do interviews. Like, he was his promoter, and it was actually Donald Trump that was making these phone calls. So for it to be debunked, I get it. I completely agree. The likelihood is of it being debunked is completely plausible, because there's
you notice how they hung up on him at the end? If they really thought it was the president, you think they would have just been like, click?
Well, just to delight everybody, I'm gonna play it anyway, because I think that it's fun. So here we go.
John in Virginia, Republican. Let's hear from you.
Well, this is John Barron, and this is the worst decision you ever have in your life, practically. Jack's going to agree with me, right? But this is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, he's a dope, and you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger. Of course these people are happy. But true Americans will not be happy. And you have the woman earlier, I assume she's a woman, she's a Democrat, but she said she's disgraced. She's devastated.
All right, John. This. We'll go to Chester, who's
I love it. I know it's not him.
That guy was. He was really good. He was speaking in a disjointed fashion all over the place. Whatever was in the mind came out of the mouth. He had it perfect.
Yeah.
Now he sounded a little too healthy.
He did.
Because if you listen to Trump talk lately, it's longer pauses, a little more slurring. So he maybe it was a 4 year ago Trump. Did he nail down?
Yeah,
but
4 years.
Yeah, it really wasn't him.
That was like a 10-year ago Trump, really. Question.
But he was good. He was very good.
What was John Barron calling C-SPAN disgruntled over?
Oh, the Supreme Court decision,
right? With
the lowercase s and a lowercase c.
I have a theory about why the Supreme Court voted or I guess ruled against Trump in his overreach of power. And that is that I think that with the Supreme Court, there is still a give and take relationship between the Supreme Court and Donald Trump. Like they took this one away from him, but they're going to give him something else. And that's
so what's coming up next on the docket is birthright citizenship.
Right.
You think they're going to give that to Trump, and this was just kind of soften the blow a little bit? We're gonna take this away from you, but we're going to give you this birthright citizenship change to the Constitution.
That's the one that's supposed to come up in the next next 3 weeks or so. Like they'll render a decision in the next 3 weeks. I don't know. That's, my fear is that because they didn't give this one to him, that they'll give him the next one. And if birthright citizenship is the one that they're going to have lawyers in to discuss, I guess they've already done that. Now they're just creating their opinions, and they'll do their own vote, but they'll do it all behind closed doors. But yeah, I guess
so I'm trying to come up with a cartoon. I got a cartoon in mind. Supreme Court comes down with this decision, says you may not put the tariffs on. He turns around and looks at the people of the United States and says, I'm going to punish you. 15% tariffs on everything.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah.
Who is he showing? I'll show the Supreme Court. I'm going to punish everybody by jacking up your prices. The stock market tanked today. Did you see that?
Yep. Knew it would.
And because instability is back.
Well, and then the other theory is the fact that the stock market tanked, which is exactly what's happened every time that he's done this with the tariffs. And then he chickens out. And because
he backs off while people cash in on it.
Yeah, his friends all make millions and millions of dollars off of low-end purchases, and then the value, the value shoots back up after he backs off of these tariffs. And ultimately, I think
my question is, why aren't you and I learning the lesson? Why haven't you and I put our entire 401 fucking K in to the stock market, and then he's going to tomorrow, never mind all the tariffs, I'm in a better mood.
Right.
And then you and I would be millionaires.
Yeah. They upped my medication.
Why don't we learn?
Well, because
I'm going to call C-SPAN, tell them I'm not doing tariffs anymore. Where's my taco?
You're absolutely right, though. Like, ultimately, I think that we should. I don't know. Like, is there? I got to imagine there's a betting line on Kashi or one of those the market, the poll markets, poly market.
Yeah.
I
forget the guy's name. Who's the douchebag young man that's running around doing these exposés that end up being nothing, but he gets like all the credit for it in the world? You know what I'm talking about?
Is it this
right-wing young man? He's out there. He tried to expose daycares in Minneapolis.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know what his name is.
Now he's trying to expose like 30 people having the same address in California, but didn't look up and see that they were all part of an apartment complex. So the only reason I bring him up is because, Julie put it in the chat, Nick something. His name was Nick.
Yeah. Okay.
But I forget Nick what. But anyhow, he was wearing a Poly Market shirt while he does these exposés. So he's making some money on the side,
of course,
with Poly Market, who's got Donald Trump Jr. as a primary investor and consultant. It's all tied together. It's one huge freaking scam.
Yeah, I think if they have learned, if there's one thing that the Trump administration has learned throughout the course of all of this, they have learned very well how to manipulate the market. And they absolutely benefit from it every single time.
They manipulate the MAGA. Why not manipulate the market while they're at it?
Well, MAGA makes them a good amount of money, but you're right.
I actually watched an interview with a lady at a rally recently in Florida. She's wearing the MAGA hat, and she was being interviewed. And she says, well, I own a small business, and the tariffs have made it really hard. I just had the worst Valentine's Day we've ever had in business, but Trump's still my man. I know he's doing things for our country. He's going to turn it around. I trust him. I have faith in him. There is your goddamn Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Right there.
The question comes up a lot with many people that talk to me or in the comments. It's the question's always, what is it going to take?
There's a lie. No, you don't have that many people talking to you.
I do.
Let's not inflate the numbers.
Look here, Bill, I'm going to show you. Look, here's my text message feed. I mean, look, I'll just scroll through it. Look at that. That's all comments about Trump.
Yeah. That's all me. Yes.
There's a freaking there's not quite as much Bill Kimler in my text as I'd like.
Me sharing videos of you, videos with you of how you can wash your underwear at a hotel on a coffee maker.
That was disgusting. That was disgusting. And the fact that the hotel now gets to sue her because they know what room she was in.
Hold on, let me give the context. Came across a video of this young lady. She's a TikTok influencer. She does all sorts of health and travel tips. And now a hotel chain is suing her because she posted a video showing how you can clean your dirty undies in the free little coffee pot. Just stick it in the filter, run the hot water through it, and then dry it with the dryer, and you've got yourself a fresh pair of nasty panties.
Yeah.
And now the hotel chain is suing her for, gosh, millions, I had to imagine, because they had to replace all the coffee pots in their hotel because they could figure out where she was.
Not only that, you have to worry about how many people tried this in any hotel.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to have happened because I think her specific short or TikTok that she did had thousands and had tons and tons of views to it. And
reputation damage done. I'm not touching another coffee pot in a hotel room ever.
I'm never staying in a hotel again. That's it.
It's probably that.
Yeah.
That's the smart move right there.
Yeah, that was horrifying.
Hey, TikTok says some comments were filtered to protect the community's experience. Oh my goodness. I want to know what they said.
Well, I don't know.
I'm a big boy. I want to hear it.
I don't know. I don't know how to get in there to see. I don't know how to get in there to see it. But before I know you've been on shorter than I have, but before I get finished, I was going to ask you, have you heard of this?
We're just getting started, man.
I know. Have you heard of this Project Matador?
No.
Okay. So Project Matador, officially titled the President Donald J. Trump Advanced Energy and Intelligence Campus, is a massive multi-billion-dollar AI data center and energy project under the development near Amarillo, Texas. It's spearheaded by Fermi America, a company co-founded by former U.S. Energy Secretary and Texas Governor Rick Perry. The project aims to be the world's largest integrated energy and AI campus. So, to give you some idea of just how large this campus is, it's 5,800 acres. Basically, it is 5 square miles is the size of this campus, okay? You could literally drive one side of it for 5 miles, take a right turn, and drive another 5 miles. That's how large this thing is.
That's not how it works, Barrett.
Okay.
Barrett, that would be 25 square miles.
Okay.
I want to take you back to geometry.
All right. So yes, you're correct.
It would be
point.
It would be whatever the square root of 5 is on each side.
Right.
So you'd be driving just for a couple minutes. I hate to flex the math here.
That's okay.
Make you look bad.
18. But, you're right. You're right. I was simply reading off of my script. But 18 million square feet is the size of this facility. 18 million square feet. They said
Rody B just wrote that it loves me. Oh, I appreciate you. I love you too. I'm liking it. I'm going to do this from now on because I can see the comments. I can't normally see them when we're on Riverside.
Well, it's more helpful if you're reading them on the TikTok because I can't see them on TikTok.
Yeah.
The power capacity, it is going to use 11 gigawatts. No, I'm sorry. It's gonna once it's all said and done with, it's going to generate 11 gigawatts of energy, roughly enough to power.
Enough to send a DeLorean back in time? I think it is.
No, yeah, you just need 1.21 gigawatts. But it's roughly enough power, and roughly enough to power 2.75 million homes. Apparently, the power usage is something comparable to 2 times the amount of energy that the state of Texas uses. That's how much energy it's going to take for this data center. What are they doing in these
here's
data
the problem.
centers?
This data center, in my prediction, is never going to get built.
Probably not.
Because the materials you need to build the servers, the memory chips, the hard drives, they are now a scarce commodity. Mm-hmm. They're already off the market. Like good luck buying a Steam or a Switch. Just some of the basic consumer electronics. They're starting to go through supply chain issues because there's no more memory chips available. There's no more drives available. They've all been gobbled up by the main players in AI and the data centers already. Go find a laptop, for under $1,000 anymore. This is going to be the big news cycle, the news story for the end of this year, when you find that cars can't be produced or televisions can't be produced or what have you, because all the basic components have been sucked up by these AI systems. They're never going to have anywhere near the materials to build this data center. It's never going to happen.
So they believe the estimated cost to be between $70 and $90 billion to actually complete this thing. By late 2026, they believe that one of the key milestones will be that they will be initially creating 1.1 gigawatts of power using gas and solar. Sometime between 2031 and 2038, they believe that the first reactor will come online. All 4 of them should be on nuclear reactors to power this thing, should be online by 2038. And then a full build out, a complete 18 million square foot data center completed sometime in the mid 2030s. Some of the hurdles that they're facing right now, they're facing obviously some financial setbacks. In late 2025, reports indicated a major setback when a proposed tenant withdrew an initial $150 million of funding, causing the stock to fluctuate significantly. Obviously, there are environmental concerns. Local groups in the Sierra Club have raised alarms regarding water consumption by the Ogallala aquifer. I didn't just have a stroke. And the massive carbon footprint.
Well, what was the name of that aquifer again?
Ogallala.
See, that's why you need your element OP. Because how are you going to say stuff like that if you don't have element OP?
Massive carbon footprint also is going to be left by this enormous project, including the planned natural gas turbines that are going to generate that initial 1.1 gigawatts. The Regulatory Commission apparently has not approved any on-site reactors yet, so that process typically takes decades. The project requires complex licensing from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. And now there's a question about what are they going to do with the nuclear waste that's produced. So, yeah, I don't believe why is it that these data centers are becoming just so abundant? Like, is there really that much need to have this storage available? I don't understand. I mean, you work in technology too.
Yeah, I mean, I need to make cartoon images of myself. More data centers, please. This is critical. You know what China's doing? If I remember my facts correctly, they're building data centers in space. They're going to have an orbiting data center where of course the solar power is going to be the primary and only source of power out there, but you're soaking up the sun. You can power it all you want and then have a direct datacom feed back to land.
Yeah. And
you don't have to worry about power consumption on Earth and all that stuff. I think it's genius what they're planning to do.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that?
Well, because space, I think, is full of crap right now. Space debris.
Oh, that's true.
Another prediction I make is that by the time our time on this Earth is done, we will have been purchasing space debris insurance, because crap's just going to start falling out of the sky and landing on our houses, our property, our bodies, nonstop. So we're going to have space debris coverage, just like you have hurricane and tornado coverage and flood coverage, whatever. It's going to be space debris coverage coming up within 10, 20 years.
I do remember when I had to get coverage for named storms. They took advantage of the fact that
you buy them by the storm, or
no,
or is it a named storm in general?
Named storm in general. They attached it to the premium.
Okay,
that was and of course now here in the Midlands of South Carolina, we're having earthquakes. We had a cluster of earthquakes near Lake Murray last week that kind of shocked everybody. So I don't know, Bill. This world's getting weirder. I don't know what to say.
Well, you spent 45 minutes saying it, so you figured something out there.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, hopefully Wednesday, Riverside will get its act together and Bill can connect and you all can see him. because it's going to be weird.
Well, it's nice to have this as a backup plan, though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
It is going to be weird, though, editing this episode for publishing tomorrow morning, because it's only going to have one track.
You don't have my voice, do you?
Well, I do. I'm only going to have one track, though. So that's the shorts are going to be awkward. It's what's going to happen.
Oh,
it's just me on the screen, folks. You're welcome. All right. Well,
you could download this TikTok live and incorporate that. I don't know if you do much video editing offline, but you could splice it together.
I could. That's a lot more work than I'm probably.
If you wanted to put that much effort into it.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort to put into one episode, because Riverside will get it fixed. I know they will. All right. Well, Bill, you got anything else before I wrap it up?
Well, yeah, I'm going to give you kudos on your latest All About Nothing podcast episode with that Iranian activist from Paris. That was, let me tell you, talk about whiplash. You go 1 week talking about a guy who runs kickball tournaments for a living to this lady who's trying to overthrow the Iranian regime. I mean, that is way too much of a spectrum to cover. And in fact, you have lost the right to use the All About Nothing as your name when you cover a topic as serious as that.
Yeah.
Like that was some intense stuff.
Zalal Habibi was fantastic. I'm amazed at just how much work they are doing to prepare for what they believe is going to be the downfall of the regime, and then the fact that they have almost a Jeffersonian type plan in place to bring about a better life for the people that live in Iran. So absolutely.
I guess say you and Zach were like essentially irrelevant in that episode.
Completely irrelevant. Look,
I think for a 40-minute episode, you and Zach together combined for maybe 3.5 minutes of voice time.
That's
and she
fair.
Had the rest.
I will say this. Zach and I had put together probably 20 questions that we were going to ask her. And as she's speaking, both him and I are trying to keep up with, like, oh, okay, she just answered that one. Can't ask that one. Oh shit, she just answered that one too. But she was fantastic, and really hoping that they have success so that we can have her back on. We have an interesting interview coming up on not the recording for next week, but the recording that we do next weekend. We are going to be talking to Chad, who is part of the Independent Voters Council or Independent Voters Group, whatever. But we're going to be talking to him about, voting, independence, polling, that sort of thing. Over on my podcast, Black, White, and Blue in the South, we have a no Chad policy. Oh, no.
We will not have anybody named Chad on our show. Can't do it. It's written in our bylaws. But on Wednesday, I will share who we are going to have as a guest in our next episode, because it's going to be one of the most interesting episodes we've done. I am looking forward to it.
This is coming out this Wednesday.
No. I'll tell you on Wednesday who we're going to record with over the weekend. Gotcha. It'll come out the following Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to be recording with Chad Peace this weekend on election law insight and things like that. So should be interesting.
Now you can't say his name without thinking of me going Chad.
Or thinking back to the year 2000, where Pat Buchanan may have gotten enough votes to be relevant in the state of Florida. So, because all those Chads, yeah. If Chad,
that's right, hanging Chad.
If Chad Peace is listening to this, Chad, I sincerely apologize. We're not playing off your name. Okay,
Barrett's not.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up. Before I get in more trouble up for this episode, big thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, you can follow Bill at Political Bill SC and myself at Barrett Gruber. Thanks for liking and hitting that bell. And if you can, give us a 5-star review. I'll leave a comment. Until next time, you all stay safe, be kind, and keep your hands to yourself.
And stay out of